Science, 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 science in pajamas. Yeah. Alright, so welcome back, you guys. Today we're going to talk about another form of biotechnology called cloning. Now, cloning is, if you've seen movies or TV shows, it's a way to make a genetically identical organism using science. So the reason why I specified using science is because identical twins are essentially clones of each other. But it happens naturally when the embryo is going through divisions and part of it breaks off, and I got two clumps of cells, and they're both going to start developing into babies. Anytime cells divide through mitosis, it should result in genetically identical, so that is also technically a form of cloning in the natural world. That's pretty much how bacteria reproduce. But in terms of the actual idea of cloning, that is when you can take the genetic material, so the DNA of a currently living organism, and use it to create a brand new version of them. Now, the reason why I say brand new is because they're probably going to start off as a baby, but they're going to be genetically identical. Way, way back, I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but it was either I was in high school. Let me look this up. When did Dolly occur? That is, It's been a while for me, so bear with me. So Dolly sheep. All right, so Dolly was born in July of 1996. So yeah, it's 2020 now, so 1996, that was 24 years ago. Jeez, man, I'm old. But anyways, so what happened was they took the DNA from a sheep that was already alive, a female sheep. They took DNA from one of her cells and they used that DNA to make a brand new baby version of that sheep. So the baby sheep that was born, the lamb that was born, was genetically identical to the sheep whom they took the DNA from. Now, let's talk a little bit about how this works. All right, so here we have don't laugh. Let me make it a little bit bigger though. All right, so we have here's so there is the original sheep. So we're going to call this just simply original. What we are going to do is we're actually going to take a cell from that sheep. It can be a skin cell, it can be a bone cell, it just has to be a cell with a nucleus. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the nucleus out of the cell. And the reason why we want to do that is because, well, that's where the DNA is located. Now, what we also need is a surrogate mom. So, another sheep that we can use an egg from and the uterus from. So, we're going to have another sheep. So this is our surrogate sheep. Now from her, we are going to take an egg cell. But we are going to remove the nucleus from it. So egg cell with no nucleus. So we've taken this sheep's DNA out of the egg cell. But now we still have a perfectly good egg cell. So what we are going to now do is we are going to combine them. So we are going to end up with the surrogate's egg, but with the original sheep's nucleus. And how we're going to do this now is we're going to shock it. So the new egg, we're going to shock it with a bit of electricity, very, very controlled shock. Controlled shock. And then that's going to cause this cell to start going through mitosis and end up dividing and dividing again and dividing again and again and again and again. Each time it's using the original DNA and the original nucleus to keep making more of that type of DNA. But we're using the egg cell from the surrogate. Once we know that this is viable, it will actually be put back into the surrogate, into her uterus. We're going to make her extra fat because now she's pregnant. Pregnant sheepers. And inside her uterus, she has a baby sheep growing, what we call a lamb. That is genetically identical to the original sheep. So then afterwards, after whatever the gestation period, the pregnancy period for a sheep is, we are left with the surrogate mom, and she's going to give birth to a baby that is genetically identical to the original sheep there. Now there's a whole lot of controversy with this. A lot of it based more on ethics than anything else, such as, is that playing God? If you create a new life, like this baby sheep here, what rights does it have? Should we do this with humans? And again, if so, what rights does that cloned human have? So we're not going to get into the actual ethical questions about it. I just wanted to let you know what it is. But I also wanted to let you know a little bit about some of the potential downsides for it. Now, besides the whole ethical issues of it, Dolly did not live to the same lifespan as a regular sheep of her breed. She actually only lived 6 years. She died in February 2003. So she didn't live as long as the same sheep, other sheep of that same breed are expected to. And it's believed to be because of the cell that she came from. See, we got her nucleus and DNA from a full-grown sheep. Every time our DNA replicates and our cells divide, we actually lose a portion of the end of the DNA, or of the chromosomes. We call these the telomeres. And your cells and the DNA is programmed to divide a certain amount of times before it is considered done. So we've taken an adult nucleus with adult DNA and we used it to create a baby. Now that baby has adult DNA in it. So that adult DNA, it's already missing chunks of its telomeres. It's already gone through numerous divisions. So it was not able to keep dividing over and over with enough chances or times to let Dolly live to a ripe old age. And actually, last time I looked into the cause of her death, it was due to certain um, conditions and illnesses that are more associated with older sheep as opposed to a 6-year-old. So she was suffering from ailments that are more common in sheep that are 10 years and older, but she died from them when she was only 6. Actually, not even 6 because July 96, February 2003. So February, March, April, May, June, July. She was 5 months shy of her 6th birthday. All right, but that's pretty much just what we wanted to talk about. Now, before anyone starts asking about Jurassic Park and, can we make dinosaurs? Because that'd be cool. Remember when we're talking about this, we're taking a complete set of DNA. We're not infusing frog DNA like they did in Jurassic Park. Who knows what that would do? That's the nice thing about movies. They can be fictional. Other possible ideas for this is for organ transplants. Now, what if we could use someone's cells and their DNA to not clone a whole new them, but use it to clone an organ of theirs? So if someone is having liver failure, can we take some of their cells and use it to grow a new liver for them? The nice thing about this is since it is genetically theirs, it is their DNA that's used to make it, there should be zero chance of rejection. A lot of times when someone has an organ transplant, sorry, I was trying to think of the word, an organ transplant, then they have to continually be on immunosuppressant drugs so that their system, their immune system, doesn't view it as a foreign object and try to destroy it. Now, sometimes that doesn't work, sometimes it does. Either the person completely rejects the organ and they cannot keep it in, they have to get a new organ, or they're, like I said, they're on immunosuppressants for pretty much the rest of their life. But what if we can make it so that it is genetically identical to you? Well, then your immune system shouldn't view it as foreign and it shouldn't have to worry about trying to attack and reject that new organ. So that's one possibility that they're thinking of. There's one more thing I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. The other question that kind of comes into play is, let's say we were to clone a human. Does that mean that that person is going to be exactly the same as who they were cloned from? And the answer is going to be a resounding no. Not only will we have the whole aging issue like we saw with Dolly, but our memories are not in our DNA. So if you were to clone a family member or a friend, they're not going to have the same memories of you. They haven't lived through the same experiences as the original person, and our experiences do help to shape us into the person that we become. So you're asking this clone to be identical to someone without having their same memories, their same life experiences, their same anything. The only thing they have in common is their DNA. But who we are is more than that. It's not just nature versus nurture. In all honesty, it's nature and nurture. So that's my little discussion on cloning and how it works. I hope it was informative to you. Now, in the meantime, you guys take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you later. All right, you guys. Take care. Bye bye.